Yo. Alright, so here's today's recap. Basically, right into open, right into open. There's this little Q floor at like 714-ish. We like there's like a little bit of a sell, but we held the 714. And then over on SPY, like we held the 736, didn't touch the 735. But on SPX, we're kind of coming in some resistance on 7400. So our main bias, like we're gonna be sticky on these QQQ nodes. We're gonna be sticky on these SPY Pika nodes. We're gonna be sticky to this SPX node. So let's just give it like 10 minutes. So maybe like the SPY 739 could be a nice short. Oh, we'll see. Is there anything QQQ shortable? So up here, we're kind of an air pocket on Qs. SPX, there's a 7425, very interesting. Like this is shortable. See what happens. Maybe what would happen is there's like an overshoot on SPY. Maybe like 740, 7425. Yeah, I don't really think Qs can pop more points. So we reject the 739 a little bit. Okay, so this is beautiful. This Q's 714 is holding us up. SPY or SPX 74 on the floor held well. It bounced off the SPY dark pool with this node. So like this QQQ king node looks very weighted to the downside. SPY 740 ceiling would be a beautiful short. But SPX is looking kind of upward tilted currently. Okay, so now this QQQ node spawns in. So maybe you could scalp a short off 739, 717 for a couple of points. Holy. Okay. So here's what you're looking for. This is what you really want to see. SPY starting to hit the ceiling at 740. SPX starting to hit its ceiling at the 7425. QQQ is a large air pocket. So 717 here, this is like a true magnet. So like this node right here, this is the QQQ magnet. So basically like we're gonna come back to this node. We're gonna at least touch it one more time. If we get lucky, we'll sell through it. And then maybe we can see like these lower nodes. But I don't think SPX is heading any higher. That could be alright. So a small bounce off 717. We absolutely nuke. So I actually caught this short. Yeah, it's the 740, 7425, 717. So the thing was, like, in all honesty, like, I literally woke up like 10 minutes late. It's like I was just getting this charts and we were like basically right here. So I didn't really get to play this morning move. But I did catch the 7425, 740, overshoot the 717. So right now you're kind of looking for like this SPX 7400, SPY 737 bounce. QQQ might play a little bit, but there's still this magnet at 710. Also, something that was interesting, they had this 731, 732 there basically all day. So that's always something to watch. So here's something to see, like this, like these nodes are fading and they're moving them down. So this is how you know to stay in your short. You sell the big SPX node, you're selling the 737, and they're not trying to catch it yet. They're even moving the ceiling down on Qs, so expect to sell the 713, see the 710, unless Spire SPX catches us. Boom, so we just keep nuking, right? So again, there's an air pocket to about the 732. A lot of upwards, so you're rinsing these people who are long gamma up here. They're getting rinsed. Guys on Qs are getting rinsed. And so you're just saying there's no expose, like nobody's catching this knife. So you can absolutely nuke on SPY through all this negative gamma. Again, they're fading out these nodes on SPY. Qs might get a small bounce on 710, but it really isn't that big. But like if you look, the 725 is rolling down, the 721 is rolling down. So it's more suppressive on price. They also spawned the 707 in. The 710 is kind of weakening a little bit. So there's the small bounce off 710. I think I scalped that. But still, like if you look SPY, no resistance. SPX, absolutely zero resistance. So there's not a single buyer on the tape from what the gamma is showing. Boom, nuke to 710. Okay, so now we're down to the 707. So QQQ, there's going to be a little bit of supportive. And then SPY, what do we see on SPY? See this large 732. So QQQ is starting to see some support. SPY, a little bit of supportish. SPX, a little bit supportish. So what do? You're planning to play the SPY bounce, right? Boom, snipe the SPY bounce. QQQ about to reclaim the bottom floor. They slid the floor in on SPX. So right now everything's telling us higher. Still the 740, still the 737. 715 still here, 717 still here. So right now, like above the 707, like the skies are clear, especially up to the 737. Guess what we do? Boom. So now you have this small gatekeeper at 73.65. This is where you want to start trim. This dark pool, this little node on Qs, and then this node on SPX. Keep ripping, small little sell, and then we just rip. So here, probably trim another 20% on this SPY node and this Q node. So you're still on 60% of your position. Boom. Trim some more on this SPY node. Then really you're just targeting like the 739, the 715, even like the 74.25. It's lit up. Boom, let your runners eat. Slide in this floor at 7400. Perfect. A little bit of resistance on SPY on the 738. The 714 reject on Qs. You can scalp a SPY short right here. Qs is like shallowing out. SPX at 7400 is probably going to be a magnet for a little bit. Boom. Beautiful scalp short. Break through the 7400. Possibly long this Qs. If this dip lasts, you can long this dark pool plus the 710 node. Boom. Dark pool bottom tick. Holy. Forgot how clean that was. So if you went long on this dark pool or you just covered your short. So let's look at what the nodes are telling us. 715 is lit up. 738 is lit up. 74.25, 74.40. So like most of the bias is upside. You just need to break through the 7400. I mean, Qs, your next resistance is what? 715, 2.5 points higher. 74.25 still up. 740, 74.40 still lit up. So right now, everything's telling you upside. Your deflection was this Qs. I mean, you could have taken it. SPY still has this squeeze fuel up to 738. SPX looks squeezy. Boom, long's playing. I actually longed this once we got above. I think I either longed the SPY dark pool or we got above 738 and then came back and retested it and I longed. But basically, like not much has happened. This Q's 715 node's cooking us. They slid in this floor at 714, so that's kind of your indicator to look bullish. But SPY, like the 738 is growing. Like this is a big inflection point. Okay, so they slide the Q's floor in, we start to pump a little bit. Get above the dark pool resistance. Tag dark pool again. Break it. I'm pretty sure around here is when I went long, like above 738. Especially because 74.25 is pulling, QQQ squeezy. SPY mounted the 738 node. Really strong floor on 718 on Qs, then boom, little pumper reens. 74.40 king node, like a little bit of resistance on the 720. No biggie. Slide the SPX king node back down to 7400. Pump it back up. Boom, new high of day. 7440 king node, upside pull. So it's 1 p.m. here. 7:39 is new floor. 7:21 is new floor. So here, what you could do is you could sell a put credit spread. Like down here, it's a 7,400-ish. Maybe even like 7,410. Because like this SPY 738 should hold, right? So if you do your conversions, wherever 738 is, like go ahead and throw a put credit spread on SPX. And just let the 7440 eat away those premiums. Boom, pumper. Holy shit. Bang. Yeah, so still Q's reverse ruggy, SPY reverse ruggy. They're obviously fine with paying out these 738 call buyers. So, I mean, like, still squeeze fuel. So your put credit spread is actually cooking right now. So right now, this is just a trend day. It's like slid the floor in, rolled the floor up, rolled the floor up. Boom. Shorts paid early, longs played a little bit later, and then kind of just chopped around up here, I'm pretty sure. It's like there's this peekaboo Q node, peekaboo Q node. Holy peekaboo. Oh my lord, bro. Atlas is actually cheating. But still, like this 7430, 7425, this is holding strong. So, yeah, this was a great day to sell premium after the morning move. Like, especially, I think it was around 2 or 3. I sold some 7445 calls. So I pulled up the map and I saw a sandwich here and I was like, yeah, we're not going higher. So I shorted some calls and boom. Ended up paying well. But just like a thing, like after you see like 3 dramatic moves, like a big move up and a big move down and a big move back up, like don't expect there to be any crazy moves. Like you can probably scalp some stuff, but there's not going to be like any life-changing moves. Like once this 7430 became the floor, this was a nice move up, 10 points. 741 ceiling, nice little bit of downside. I don't know how much premiums would have moved because of theta, but this is what I like to call hacky sack. Like you're just bouncing back and forth. Back up, sell it. Sell it again, like boom. Sell this Q node, wick down, buy back on the SPY node. Like, bro, it's so money. So like last hour, like you can totally play this. It's like boom, sell the top node, buy once we touch the bottom node, sell the top node, buy once. You could have covered ×2 and went long for mock if you wanted to, but like holy 7430, boom. All right, today was pretty nice. I mean, there wasn't really anything crazy after the morning. We started pumping up, but I mean, your clues were definitely here. Like after they slipped this foreign and SPY, and I think they did the same on SPX. Yeah, slid the florin, slid the florin. Then there's a little bit of overshoot on Qs, but still they slid the florin. Could have easily gotten long there at 707. Literally damn near a 15. No, bro. It's damn near a 20-point move, bro. It's like this shit is aimbot. Even if you miss like all of this, like, oh, 738's the floor. Here, what time is that? 12:33. Okay, so let's look. This is a good, like, if you can only trade in the afternoons, this was a really nice move. It's like, let's look. Okay, so we have a king node 718, boom. Squeeze fuel 722, 719. Squeezy on SPX up to 7425. You're retesting this massive node on SPX. So boom, buy off the 738 support. Boom, boom. Then like eventually like you can either trim on the 721. I think you could have held and it played out. But basically like all you like some of these moves are still money. Like if you can only trade in the afternoon. Like boom. That's what like a dollar, dollar and a half ripper? Like 30 minutes. Like that's not bad. That's just an example. Like Atlas really helps you visualize the nodes. So yeah. That was today's session. It's a freaking banger. But have a good one. I'll catch y'all later.